Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. My name is Rachel. If this is your first time, welcome. And if it's not your first time, thanks for coming back. Today I'm going to show you this Cranberry Smokey Eye Look. This was the eye look I was wearing in my video that I did about what's in my makeup bag. So I wanted to show you how I got this look. I think it's kind of like a festive look, a little bit more smoky, but yeah, I like it. I really mostly concentrated on the eyes in this video, and here we go. Okay.
What's this video gonna be about?
I'm gonna do the eye makeup that I did in one of my other videos.
That's gonna be helpful for me, for sure. I'm excited to see this one.
Come on, you're wasting my time. I love you.
Subscribe, bitch!
You my hair. I feel like looking bronzy today, you know, because I look like Casper. So I feel like looking, you know, you ever want to feel like you look tan? Like I'm a better person when I'm tan. Stupid. Okay, so I have primed my eyes already with the Morphe eyelid primer. So I'm going to start with my eyes. I'm going to do a recreation of the eye makeup look I was wearing in my What's in My Makeup Bag video. So I used the Anastasia Beverly Hills Soft Glam palette. And I used Mulberry, which is like a burgundy reddish purple, which is it's so pretty. And I used more of like the rosier tones. So I'm going to do the same look and show you how I did it. So we're really going to focus more on the eyes today. First of all, I'm going to start with Dusty Rose, which is like a light purple. When I do my matte shadows, I start with the lightest and go to the deepest. So this is going to be the lightest matte shadow that I use. So I'm going to start with Dusty Rose. I'm going to dip in with a fluffy brush. This one's from Sephora, my favorite that they don't make anymore. So I'm going to take that and I'm just going to put that in my crease. Oh my goodness, so pretty. The next shade I'm going to use is the shade Sienna. I'm going to put that slightly lower on my crease. And I'm going to use a second fluffy brush that's a little bit smaller than the last one. Dip into Sienna. I'm just going to place that slightly lower on the crease. Trying not to bring it up past that Dusty Rose color. Oh my goodness, it's so pretty. I also placed that color on the outer V of my eyelid. And then between every step, I go back to that original fluffy blending brush and I just blend the edges. No additional product on the brush, but I'm just gonna take that and I'm gonna hold the brush all the way down at the bottom so that it creates the least amount of pressure on my eye. And I'm just gonna go over the very top of the Dusty Rose shade and just blend out the shadows. I'm gonna go back in with the e.l.f. fluffy brush, the second one I used. No additional product. I'm just gonna blend one more time over that second shade. My last matte shade that I'm gonna use is the shade Mulberry up here, which is that gorgeous burgundy color. Matches my shirt. And I'm gonna put that just in my outer corner of my eyelid, right up to the crease, but I'm not gonna take it any higher. I wanna keep it lower, all right? So that I get a gradient of the three matte shadows that I just used. So I'm gonna use an angled, kind of denser blending brush. And I'm gonna dip into Mulberry, tap off the excess, and I'm just gonna place that by first just pushing it onto my lid where I want it. So I basically just put that really in like the outer third of my eyelid. Now I'm just gonna work backwards. I'm gonna go back to the second blending brush that I used with Sienna without any additional product. I'm just going to blend in my crease just to make sure that there's no lines of demarcation or any harsh lines. Then I'm going to take that same brush, just dip into Sienna, very, very lightly, just a tiny bit of product, and I'm going to reblend where I originally put the shade, just to deepen it up a touch. Then I'm going to take my original brush, no additional product, and I'm just going to blend it out. Then I am going to take some Dusty Rose, very lightly blend that on the upper part of my crease. I think the key to these types of looks is how much you blend. If I've got a lot of time, I'll sit here and go back and forth between these three shades, these three brushes, and just blend and blend and blend. And that creates that smokier look, and it doesn't look like it's harsh or that there's big separation in the colors. It just looks like one color goes from one to the next. So that's really where you have to have patience and you have to sit here and blend, but it does pay off. Okay, so that's it for my matte shadows. Now I'm going to add one of the metallic shadows. When I do a metallic shadow, I really like to put down a sticky base because I feel like A, it helps the shadow adhere to my lid, and also B, I feel like it makes the shadows pop more. With metallic shadows, if you get them wet, they end up looking even more metallic. So I love that. I'm just going to take this NYX pigment primer. I really like this for underneath my metallics and my glitters. I'm just going to take that on my ring finger and I'm just going to pat that on my lid, the inner 2/3 where I didn't put any shadow. I'm going to immediately dip my ring finger into the shade Sultry, which is this like beautiful, beautiful kind of deeper rosy metallic shade. Oh my goodness, this is it's so beautiful. And I'm just gonna push that onto my lid. I find with metallic shadows, 9.9 times out of 10, they always apply better with your finger.
60% of the time, it works every time.
All right, so now I'm gonna go back to my angled brush that I used the shade Mulberry with on my outer corner, and I'm just going to take it with a little tiny bit of the Mulberry shade on there, and I'm just going to redefine my outer corner with this. And I'm going to try to kind of overlap where I put the shimmer, so again, it kind of blends together and it doesn't go shimmer, stop, matte. They kind of blend over each other. I'm just pushing it. I'm not swiping it or anything, just placing it and pressing it in. With this look, I didn't do a wing. I just took my black eyeliner and I'm just going to draw a line on my upper lash line because I added lashes to the look, and I feel that when you put that black line there, it disguises the lash band. So I'm gonna just take my Kat Von D tattoo liner in the shade Trooper Black, and I'm just gonna line my upper lash line with that. I'm also gonna tight line with a black eyeliner. Basically what this means is I'm gonna go up underneath my upper lash line just to coat that. All right, now I'm gonna curl my eyelashes. And I'm going to apply my Marc Jacobs Velvet Primer before I put on my mascara, just as a nice base. I let the primer sit on my eyelashes for about 30 seconds to a minute. So while I do that, I'm going to start my under eyes. So I'm going to take the Becca Under Eye Brightening Corrector in the shade Light to Medium. And if you haven't seen my under eye circles, how I cover my under eye circles video, I'll link that down below. But as you can see, I've got pretty dark under eyes, and this really, really helps to correct that darkness. So I'm gonna take it with my ring finger, and I'm just gonna pat it under my eyes. Okay, my lash primer is dry. I'm gonna put on mascara. I'm going to use the NYX On The Rise Volume Lift Mascara. All right, so while my mascara dries, I'm going to do the rest of my face, and I'll be right back for us to finish up the eye look. Now, when I did that look in that video, I had on individual lashes. So I'm gonna do individual lashes. Of course, you don't have to wear lashes. If I had better, fuller lashes, I probably wouldn't wear them, but I feel like when you have something kind of deep and smoky, it does look nice to have that lashy look. So I have the Kiss Look So Natural Trio Lash, and I love these because, and I said in that video, these are individual lashes, but they have 3 individual lashes grouped together. So each time you place them on your eye, you're basically putting 3 on at a time, which is awesome. Okay, so now I'm gonna go to my lower lash line. I'm gonna add a black liner just to the outer kind of half of my lower lash line. And I'm gonna go back into the eyeshadow palette, and I'm gonna actually work backwards now from the darkest matte shadow to the lightest. So my darkest shadow, and actually there is a black in here. I am gonna take the black on a flat definer brush, and I'm going to push it and kind of just smudge and set that eyeliner that I used. So I'm gonna take the black, which is called Noir, and I'm just gonna go over where I put that liner. Again, really on the outer half to outer third of my eye. And then I'm gonna take a pencil brush, and I'm gonna take that red shade, or that kind of cranberry mulberry shade. I'm just gonna tap it off. And I'm just gonna basically go over where I did that black, just to add that cranberry burgundy shade into the lower lash line. All right, now I'm gonna go with a pointed blender, kind of smaller blender brush. This is from Morphe, it's the M507. And I'm gonna combine the last two, I almost said flavors. I'm hungry, can you tell? The first 2 shades that we used, which were Sienna and Dusty Rose. And I'm just gonna tap that in, tap off the excess. And I'm gonna go right underneath that cranberry and smoke that out, so it's not such a harsh line. Okay, inner corner highlight. I'm gonna take the Urban Decay Single Shadow in the shade Midnight Cowboy. I'm gonna use this in my inner corner. I'm gonna take a pencil brush, roll it in. I'm actually gonna spray the brush. It's a little more intense than I wanted it to be, but that's okay. All right, last thing I'm gonna do is add lower lash mascara. I'm going to use my Marc Jacobs lash primer I used just to coat my lower lashes. All right, on top of that primer, I'm going to use the Hourglass Unlocked Instant Extensions Mascara. I love this for my lower lashes. Okay, and this is the final look. Everything that I used in this video, I will also put in the description box. You can check that out if you're interested in anything. And other than that, I'll see you guys next time.